So I wasn't going for none of that. Like, you wasn't finna just ask me where my attic is and then think you was finna come, like, stuff me up there or something. You know what I'm saying? What's up, honey? It's Nunu here, and I'm back at it again with another video. Okay, now today's video is going to be a story time. Yes, a story time. Now look, I already explained this in the vlog, okay? So don't beat me up for the, loyal people that watch me, okay? I filmed a video. First of all, I filmed all of last week, and when it came time for Sunday to come around and I was supposed to put my vlog together, the footage was gone, okay? I had 3 or 4 clips and it didn't even equal a full minute long, and I'm like, who's gonna put a minute long vlog on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? So couldn't do that, so I didn't have a video up for Sunday. And then I filmed Monday because my schedule is Mondays and Wednesdays I film, Tuesdays and Thursdays is when I upload, right? So Monday I filmed a video, which is the video I'm going to film now. I'm going to film 2 videos today, so you're going to see this outfit twice, okay? But I filmed this video on Monday because Monday was October 1st, start of spooky season, okay? So I filmed a video, right? Why did I go back and watch the video? Okay, the audio was all the way down, so you could barely hear it. Even when I edited it and pulled the volume up, you still could barely hear it. My eyelash was coming off. You can halfway see my face because I had a hood on in the video, to try to spice it up a little, and the hoodie I had on was blocking my face. Like, it was just terrible. It was terrible. Oh, and the way I had the camera centered on the tripod was off. So like how I have it now, it's sitting up and kind of down at an angle so you guys can see me clear, right? Okay, this is a good angle. I'm going to keep it like this. But when I filmed Monday, it was not like this. It was actually sitting under me, so the camera was like down here. It was such a bad angle, you guys. It was terrible. So anyway, I apologize. I didn't post a video Sunday. I didn't post one Tuesday. So pretty much I didn't post all week. I will be posting, well, yeah, I'll be trying to post today because I'm about to film 2 videos. I know that's going to take me like 4 hours, and then I have to edit them. That's going to take another like hour and a half for each video, and then I have to upload tonight, which takes me an hour. So, whew, it's going to be a lot, but you know what I'm saying? This is something I wanted to do, so I gotta dedicate myself to it, alright? So let's get into the video. First of all, can we get into how fabulous I look right now in the lighting? Okay? Yes. Let's get to it. So, what story time am I telling first? My goodness. Okay, first story time is going to be my version of a spooky story time. I don't like all that other stuff that the other YouTubers be doing because it creeps me out, but I wanted to tell like my version of like a spooky story time. It's not really spooky like woo you know what I'm saying? It's more like creepy, like ew. Like the guy I'm about to talk about in the story time is a creep, okay? Again, if y'all seen my earlier videos, I'm looking over here, it's because this is the viewfinder, but also the time stamp is right there. Okay, anyway, let me get into it. Let me stop rambling. So most of my stories should be told in order, but this one, even though it should be told in order, it doesn't have to be, but it would make sense if I told y'all other stuff ahead of this, and this will make sense, but I'm not going to, cause so we're gonna get to that next week, okay? But this story time here was when I moved to Horn Lake, Mississippi. So my senior year, I had moved down south to Memphis, and then after we moved from Memphis, we moved to Mississippi, right? So my senior year, I was homeschooled for reasons you're gonna learn about in another story time, and when I was homeschooled, like, you know, if you haven't been homeschooled or you don't know nobody that gets homeschooled, a majority of kids that get homeschooled, they have online classes. Like, I know some stuff they send you in the mail, like books or whatever, but a majority of homeschool, especially if you were my age and you were a senior, you get homeschooled via the internet or like through video or whatever. So the class that I had, the classes that I had, I'm sorry, multiple, were online. And what do you need when you're online? Fucking Wi-Fi. Like, hello. So we didn't have any Wi-Fi, okay, because we just moved into this new house. So I tried to wait a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And after about 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, look, here's the tea, mother. I am already graduating early because I was 16 turning 17 my senior year. So I was already graduating early as it was. But who wants to be in school? Like, nobody. If you have a chance to graduate early, aren't you going to graduate early? Yeah. So I'm like, look, mother, we ain't got no Wi-Fi. I'm trying to finish my classes. Can we speed this process up, okay? She was like, yeah, I'll call these people to come out Friday or whatever. Okay, so when we were in Memphis or whatever, we had AT&T Uverse, okay? So we were trying to get the same cable company because we really like AT&T. My phone provider is with AT&T. Everything about AT&T, I love it, okay? So when we got to this new house in Mississippi, we were like, let's just get AT&T Uverse again. Now, we didn't live that far from Memphis when we moved to Horn Lake. It's like maybe 30 minutes. It's not that far. So I didn't know it was that much of a difference to where they said they didn't have a Uverse in Mississippi. And I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. So my mama was like, well, they don't have it, so we're just gonna have to get Comcast. I'm like, what the hell is Comcast? Because I've never heard of Comcast. Along with it is Xfinity or whatever they got. I've never heard of that stuff before, ever in my life. So it was weird. And she was like, yeah, that's the provider we're going to have to get. So I'm like, okay. She was like, they're supposed to come Friday at, I want to say she said 12 in the morning. Well, it's not the morning time. 12 in the afternoon. They should be there around 12. That's what they had said. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, my mom was like, be on the lookout. Friday rolls around, okay? Mind y'all, let me tell y'all something first. Because I'm homeschooled, I'm in the house by myself all day, every day. Like, I had one sister and one brother living with us at the time. So it was just 3 of us. But my sister is 3 years older than me. So she was at work. Right? And then my brother, me and him, they call us twins, okay? He went to school. I didn't want to go to school. So he went to school. I got homeschooled. And then my mama and her boyfriend, they both worked. So I was in the house from, oh, and by the way, my brother still went to school in Memphis. So since he still lived over there, of course, obviously buses don't come all the way out here to come get him. So they had to drop him off in the morning. And then all of them had to be at work. And one of our cars had broke down, so we only had 1 car left. So pretty much it was like 4 people needs to get dropped off early in the morning to get to their places all around the same time. So it was like from around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, they would leave, and then I would be at home by myself until 7 or 8 o'clock at night because they all had to get picked back up the same way. You get it? Okay, so I'm in the house for about 12, 13 hours by myself. Okay, I don't do alone. I don't like being alone. I don't like being by myself. I'm just not that girl. I just don't like it. Okay, unless I'm filming, I do not like to be in the house by myself, right? Okay, let's get back to the story. So my mama told me to be on the lookout for the cable provider or whatever, because they were going to come and install it on Friday. Friday rolls around, and I get this phone call around 1 o'clock, and it's my mother. And she's like, well, and I'm like, well, what? You know? And she's like, you didn't answer the door so that could come put the Wi-Fi and stuff in, so you have to wait till next week. And I'm looking at her like, are you losing your rabbit mind? Like, I've been sitting in the living room this entire time, and the way our house was set up was, if I find a picture, I'm gonna insert it, okay? But the way our house is set up is, like, let's say where I'm sitting at right now is the living room, right? The front door would be like right there, and then we didn't have a garage. Like, it was a garage, but it wasn't a garage. What do you call them things? A carport. Okay, it was a carport. So, you know, carports are just the top of a garage, and then it's like the door to lead into your house, but there's no real walls like a garage or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. So the front door is right there. The carport door was, if I'm in the living room, it was on the other side of this wall, was the door to the carport, but like that whole entire wall there was like the kitchen dining room area, okay? So I'm sitting up here like, if he knocks on the carport door, like the door to the garage thing, I would have heard it, and I'm sitting in the living room, and obviously the windows are wide open and nobody came. So what's this lie that we're telling? Like, what's the tea? So I'm like, obviously, mother, you know, they're lying because nobody came here. Like, I've been awake the whole day. On top of that, I don't like being in the house by myself. So, of course, I'm not going to go to sleep and I'm in here by myself. So I wasn't asleep. I wasn't doing anything else. I was sitting in the living room, scrolling down Instagram, waiting for these people to get here. Nothing, right? So she's like, well, they're coming next week. So I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying, cool. And so boom, okay, so time passes, it's next week now. So she's like, they should be coming today, remember to be on the lookout. I'm like, all right, cool. And then about an hour later, I see a Comcast car driving down the street, and I'm like, ugh. You know, here they go. I'm sorry, y'all. My hair is back here and it's really itchy. Okay. So I'm like, here comes this car. So I'm guessing they're about to come to my house. But the way the streets were set up, the streets in the South are really long and really wide. So when he had passed up my house, I'm like, it's going to be a little minute before he gets back, because he has to check all the doors on that side of the street to make sure my house isn't on that side, and he has to come back up the street and do the same thing. So yeah, about like 5 to 7 minutes later, it wasn't a full 10 minutes, I see the car pull up in our driveway, and the driveways are long too. So he pulls up at the end of my driveway and just sits there in the car, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, what is he doing? So now a couple minutes later, after he does that or whatever, I don't know what he was doing, because he didn't come out the car with anything. I would have understood if he came out with a toolbox or something, but he didn't come out with anything. He sat in that car for whatever reason, and then he got out. So he comes to my front door and knocks on the door. Now, whoever was living in that house before us obviously does the same thing that we did when we were living there, because the door is jammed shut. We don't even use the front door anyway. We use the carport door. So obviously, if somebody doesn't live with you, they don't know how you guys operate. So he didn't knock on the carport door, he knocked on the front door, and so I had to unjam the door in order to get it open and let him in. So he comes to the door, knocks on the door, and I open the door, and right away, like, I just didn't like him. I'm really good with like vibes and stuff. Like, if I feel your vibe and it's just not it, like, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to have no conversation with you, I don't want to be your friend, nothing, if your vibe is off. And his whole vibe was really, it gave me a disgusting feeling. Like, I was like, ugh, you know? And I'm joking around, like, while I'm telling the story, but actually I was like, the vibe I got for real was like, like, I didn't like him or whatever. So he came to the door, and I lie to you guys not. What is his name? Have you guys, ever seen the, Austin Powers movie? with, oh my gosh, I don't even know which one it was. I don't think it was it? That's his name. Okay. So if y'all ever seen Austin Powers movie, I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one with this character named Fat Bastard, okay? It sounds funny, but I'm being completely serious. And then if I find a picture of him, I'm gonna put it in here, okay? But if you've ever seen the character Fat Bastard from Austin Powers, I swear to God, right hand to God, that man looked just like Fat Bastard. The only difference was he was black and Fat Bastard was white, okay? So he looked like him when I had opened the door, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, he was super duper tall. He was probably like, our doors weren't that tall either, but it was just like, he was probably 6'4", 6'5", and he was probably somewhere in his 300 pounds, because I'm 225, so he was way bigger than me. So yeah, okay, I'm looking at him and I'm like, this is a grown-ass man. Like, for real, he looked like he was in his 50s. If he wasn't 50, he was 40 something. He had gray hairs and everything. And I'm not saying you're that old you can't be a cable provider, but let me tell y'all something. If y'all have ever gotten cable and you were the ones there while the person was providing the service, you know that cable providers say two things, okay? The first thing is you have to be in the house while they're installing it, and the second thing is whoever is in the house while it's being installed has to be over the age of 18. Now, I just told y'all I was 16 turning 17 my senior year. Obviously, we had to lie and tell them I was 18, otherwise we couldn't get the cable put in, because, you know, they gone for 12 to 13 hours a day, and I'm in the house by myself. Who was gonna get the cable installed? Like, who was gonna do that, right? Okay, so he comes in there, and the first thing he did was, like, he smiled real creepy at me, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, no sir, it was one of them, y'all know, ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about, one of them smiles where it's like, you know, he finna try to talk to you or say something to you, and it's just like, please don't say nothing to me. He did one of those smiles. So I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just so, it made me feel gross. And he had smiled at me, and I was like, you know, what's up? And he was like, oh, you're so beautiful. And right then, I just knew this wasn't gonna go very well. This wasn't gonna go very well at all. Okay, at all. Okay, so after he said that I was really beautiful, he then walked into my house. So I'm like, okay. Oh, also another thing, I keep forgetting stuff. I should have told y'all this in the beginning. Let me tell y'all what I had on. So like I said, I'm a thick girl. So right now I'm a TMI, but I'm a double D, almost a triple D, okay? Back then I was probably a D cup or whatever. So I don't like showing off my cleavage, because I don't like having a big chest or whatever. So I had on a sports bra, and I had on my brother's big t-shirt, right? But I had on shorts, and the shorts I had on was like, how do you describe them? Like, they wasn't spandex, but they were my cheer shorts. Like, I used to cheer. They were cheer shorts, all right? So that's what I had on. I had on cheer shorts, and I had on a big t-shirt and a sports bra. So he walks in, and he, you know, called me beautiful, and then he walked in, and I was automatically uncomfortable because I knew what I had on, and I was just like, ooh, I hope he don't get the wrong idea, because, I mean, this is my house. Like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hopefully he don't get the wrong idea.